Hello. Okay, now let us move towards our next chapter of supplementary reader, that is chapter number 7, The Last Leaf, which is written by O. Henry. Okay, the title a little bit sounds negative, right? The last leaf. That means something is going to end. No. This chapter teaches us that along with medicines, we have to do something for us if we are ill. And see, whenever we are ill, what doctors they say, see, you have to think positive, feel fresh, be happy all the time, because unless and until you are happy, these medicines are not going to work at all. So this is kind of a thing. So everything starts with positivity and it ends with positivity, right? So the last leaf, even though it's the last leaf, the plant, the tree is not going to end its life or end its life. It will regrow itself. So our life is like that only. It's same. So we have to have hopes, desire, positivity, optimism in our life. So this is a story about um, which tells us that you need to be positive in your life. So there's a girl in this story through which we are going to, through her, we are going to learn how to be positive, whether she is not positive in the story. And from that thing, we are going to learn that it is our optimism that makes us to live. Even the people who suffer from serious injuries, or they have serious disease in their life, okay, and sometimes doctors also feel that there it is a miracle when doctors have lost their hopes in that patient. And after all, the optimism, the positive thing which the patient has in itself, himself or herself, leads to success in his or her life. When doctors thanks finally they thank god, he is there to look after you. So why they say so? Because it is the optimism, the optimistic thoughts are there in that patient. That is why the patient survives. This is the story about. Be happy, always be happy, be optimistic in your life, have optimistic attitude. So the last leaf, written by O. Henry. It is autumn. The wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? So it is autumn season and the wind is blowing, it is raining very heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper, you know, a plant which lives on other trees or other plants. It takes a hold of other plants, okay, and it grows. So there is an ivy creeper where it had shaded all its leaves, only one, except one. Why doesn't that last leaf fall? Let us find out. Sue and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. So this is a story of two girls, Sue and Johnsy. They both are young artists, and they used to share a small flat in a house which was located on the third story. Story means floor, on the third floor of an old house. So Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnsy's condition. So Johnsy, one day she fell ill in the month of November, and what disease she had? She had a pneumonia. She would lie on her bed without moving. She was just gazing out of the window. She didn't say anything. She didn't move from her place. She used to gaze out of the window. She had lost hopes that whether she would live or not. She didn't have any kind of hope because of her illness, because the illness she had. So because of her behavior, Sue, her friend, she was worried. So she called the doctor, and every day doctor used to visit, but there was no change in Johnson's condition. One day the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" So one day the doctor was also worried about why the Johnsy is not responding to the medicine. So what he did, he took Sue aside and he asked, was there anything wrong with Johnsy, or was she worried about something in her life? So Sue said, "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" So she inquired why doctor was asking. The doctor said, "Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." So what the doctor said? The Chauncey has made up her mind. She had made up her mind that she is not going to get well at all. She would die. She had made up her mind that one day she is going to die because of that illness. And if she is thinking like this, mentally she is not prepared to get well, then medicines are not going to help her to recover from the disease. Sue tried her best to make Chauncey take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Chauncey did not respond. Chauncey continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Chauncey's room and started painting. To take Chauncey's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So Sue was doing every bit to make Chauncey feel happy, to get her attention distracted from her illness to other things which attracted her earlier, like clothes, fashion. She used to talk about fashions, clothes to Johnsy, but Johnsy did not respond. Then she used to take a drawing board in front of Johnsy and she used to paint and she used to whistle, and so that Johnsy should look at the drawing board, because she was also an artist, so she should take interest in that. She should not think every time about her illness. So she made every bit effort to distract Johnsy from her illness. Suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shading its leaves. And suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whispering something. She went close to Johnsy and she tried to hear what she was saying. She was uttering the numbers, counting backward: 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, and like that. And when she looked out of the window, Sue noticed that there was an ivy creeper on the wall and it was shading its leaves one by one, and Johnsy was counting those leaves which it was shading. "What is it, dear?" Sue asked. Sue was very curious about that. When Johnsy was not replying at all for anything, just she was counting. So she inquired, "What is it, dear?" 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. So here Johnsy is indicating that 3 days ago, this Evie creeper was literally having hundreds of leaves. But now see, only 5 leaves are left on it. So what was Sue's reply to it? "It is autumn," okay, said Sue, "and the leaves will fall. See, it is autumn season, and this season plants, trees, creepers, they shade their leaves. So Evie creeper, it is shading its leaves. It's natural. When the so now what Johnsy is saying, when the last leaf falls, I will die," said Johnsy with finality. "I have known this for the last 3 days." So here she had has done the prophecy, okay, and she's saying that she's foretelling something, that after the last leaf fall, she would lose her life and she would die. and she knew it 3 days before that she is going to die after the last leaf had fallen from the EV creeper. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old EV leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. So here Sue founds it very ridiculous of Johnsy that she's comparing her life to the old EV creeper's leaves. Okay, and she tells us that doctor has hope in her that she would get better, but Johnsy is comparing herself, or she is relating her life to the old EV creeper. Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. So this is what Johnsy is saying. When she is not ready to eat anything, when Sue is trying to make her eat and to have the positivity in her that she should have the desire to live, but Johnsy is not at all ready for this, and she had given up with her food, and she says that when the last leaf will fall, she would sleep forever. That means she would die. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain, for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend, she begged Johnsy. She begged Johnsy, promise not to look out of the window while I paint. So here Sue gets very worried about Johnsy, and she went to her bed. She kissed her and said, See, you're not going to die. And I have to keep the curtain open because I need to complete the painting so that I can get some money for both of us. So I have to keep the window and the curtain open. Please don't look out of the window while she was painting. So this is how she begged, please don't look out, because she was getting disheartened. Johnsy was getting disheartened looking at the old EV creeper. All right, said Johnsy. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor, tired leaves. Here, Johnsy is not at all trying to make any kind of effort to come out of that negativity that she is going to die. Actually, she was not going to die, but she thought of herself. She has made up her mind that she was supposed to die. So this kind of negativity, an aura of negativity she has formed around herself. And so she was falling ill seriously because of that, and she was not responding to the medicines. Okay. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Behrman up to be my model. So see, these artists, painters, artists, who draw the sketches, they need some models in front of them to do. So Behrman was an old man, so she said that she would call Behrman to be her model. Sue rushed down. Behrman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Sue poured out her worries to Behrman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. So Sue rushed towards Behrman, and she told everything about Johnsy, how she was worried about her illness, and why and how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf of the EV creeper would fall. So Behrman, who was a 60-year-old, who was this Behrman? He was a 60-year-old painter, and he had a lifelong dream that one day he would paint a masterpiece. But his dream remained a dream, and he was not able to accomplish his dream. So listening to this, he said, "Is she stupid?" asked Behrman. "How can she be so foolish?" "She is running a high temperature," complained Sue. "She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot." So here Sue is very worried about her health because she is running with a high temperature, and she is not ready to have or eat or drink anything, and that is what was worrying her. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Berman said. So here Berman assures that he would come with her to meet Johnsy. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Berman said. They tiptoed into the room. Johnsy was sleeping. Sue drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Behrman did not say a word. He went back to his room. So when Behrman and Sue they came to the room, they saw Johnsy was sleeping. They looked out of the window and they saw that the last leaf would fall at any moment. So Behrman he said nothing and he went back to his room because Johnsy was sleeping. Johnsy woke up next morning. In a feeble voice, she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. So the next morning when Johnsy woke up, she asked Sue to open the curtain and she wanted to see whether the last leaf was there or not. Here Sue was very worried to open the curtain, because if she opens the curtain and she finds there is no leaf on the Ivy creeper, her friend was sure to die. So reluctantly, she was not ready to open the curtain. So reluctantly, she opened the curtain. Oh, Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy. In spite of the storm and the fierce winds, it didn't fall. So when Sue opened the window, she herself was very happy to find that one leaf over there, and it was quite green and healthy. In spite of the storm and the fierce winds, it didn't fall. It was still there. She was very happy. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today. Then I will die. Then Johnsy had made her mind finally to die. So she was not happy to find the leaf over there, but she was sure that the leaf would fall by the evening and then she would die. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? So she is giving she had put herself in front of her. Look, you have to live for me. If you would die, then what would happen to me? So this is kind of a thing. She is giving her a desire to live for her. Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. And finally, that whole day, she kept looking at that last leaf, hoping that it would fall and then she would die. But it didn't happen. So she called out to Sue. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. So finally here Johnsy, she realized that she had done something wrong and she has not behaved properly with Sue. I'm so sorry, with Sue. I think I have gone very ahead. I was supposed to stop on the last slide. It's okay, I'll continue again with this thing in the next video because this video is running longer. Please watch this video again and again and go through the lesson in the textbook. Read it thoroughly till this part and try to understand, and please leave your comments in the comment section and note down the difficult words in your notebook. Thank you.